Hello, hello, and welcome back to our channel for week 5 of the Sideline Spice Power Rankings update, courtesy of the boys at the Vault Studio. A week that will now forever be known as the week of the rookie, with all our new signal callers getting a win this week. I'm Ryan, and with me on the other side is Luca.
Hey, everybody.
As always, you can find our complete rankings by checking out the link below, but for now, let's get into the picks of the bunch.
All right, so I'm leading off the winners this week. Look, Baker's Mayfield's welcome to the NFL Baltimore style didn't go quite as I expected. He looked confident, composed, and look every bit like he belongs at the highest level. Meanwhile, the Browns' defense might legitimately be a top 10 unit in the NFL. They flustered Joe Flacco and the Ravens like no other team has been able to do all year. And all us sports fans who said they made a mistake taking Denzel Ward over Bradley Chubb sure look stupid now. I think he looks like a superstar already. Now, they face the Chargers at home in week 6 in a game that could put them above 500 for the first time since Ryan crawled out of his mother's womb. Even Vegas is giving this new look Brown team some level of respect now. I think they're only 1-point underdogs against what I think is a very solid team.
Yeah, it's probably a bit too generous for them, but we'll see. Number 2, Detroit Lions versus Green Bay Packers. Welcome back, Detroit Lions. New head coach Matt Patricia and his team put up a huge win against the division rival Green Bay Packers, winning 31-23, which jumped them 5 places in our rankings to number 18. Between Stafford and the ageless LeGarrette Blount, the Lions offense punched in 4 touchdowns, turned the ball over 0 times, whilst playing solid defense against a Packers team that suffered through 4 missed field goals and PAT from Mason Crosby. No matter how you slice it, that will be the story of this game. But the Lions did what they had to do in taking advantage of what they had and being secure with the ball in an emotional divisional matchup in Detroit, which keeps them well and truly in the hunt in the NFC North. Bye-in week 6 could be huge in the development of this team, really, under Patricia.
It's really, really hard to peg if the Lions are a good team or a bad team this year. And also, Mason Crosby, if you need a job, my job in Sydney is hiring. We could use an admin assistant. Just don't miss the line when you have to sign your name. Next up, so the Pittsburgh Steelers are our 3rd and final winner for the week. So 2 AFC North teams make our winners list this week, and I've been stuck talking about them both. I think this is Ryan's way of punishing me for being a bad friend. Now, look, all jokes aside, the Pittsburgh Steelers did what I expected them to do. They took care of business against a decimated Falcons D at home. Antonio Brown finally went for over 100 yards and rediscovered his telepathic bond with Big Ben. And the Terminator Connor put in a performance that made Steelers fans say, Le'Veon who? Playing against a red-hot Bengals team, even whilst being at home, will be a really good test for a team that I think has all the potential in the world, but still has far too many question marks on defense and in the locker room.
Yeah, definitely. Which brings us to our one honourable mention for the week, but really the honour is all mine in saying, Drew Brees, congratulations on becoming the NFL's all-time passing yards leader, and thank you.
It was a beautiful moment when he was with his family on the field. He's a superstar.
Tears.
I had to hide them. Anyway, so which brings us to our losers. So I'll be kicking this off. So the Atlanta Falcons are our first loser of the week. Now, I flag planted last week in internal discussions saying that for all their preseason potential, the Falcons are far too banged up to have them as high as we had them in our composite rankings. So I had them far lower than everyone else. Now, 1 week later, my fellow Sideline Spice staffers have finally been forced to see the truth. No Deion Jones, no Keanu Neal, and no Devonta Freeman, to name a few notable outs, has left this team floundering more than Ryan trying to operate Google Sheets. In a division that has been competitive from top to bottom all year, 1 and 4 is a gigantic hole to try and dig their way out of. Sorry, I can't help myself. Now, they play against a run-and-gun Bucks team in a game where the over and under should be set to 120 points. All hyperbole aside, this porous Bucks pass day is the best opportunity Atlanta could possibly ask for to get their season back on track.
I'm really not that bad, am I?
I won't go into details for our video for people, but yes, you are.
Anyway, number two, losers, the Green Bay Packers. I'm sorry. It's hard not to mention you in this situation. Yes, you were seriously let down by former kicker Mason Crosby in your 23-31 loss to the Detroit Lions this week, but the fault is not entirely his. You can't deny you've looked out of sorts for most of the year. Even Rodgers hasn't looked like himself in his return from injury last year, losing 2 fumbles for only the 3rd time in his 14-year career. And they went into the breaks scoreless and down 24, a position that I don't think anyone would have ever thought possible for a Rodgers-led team. Too many good pieces. But they did look like a completely different team after the break, and they had a chance to at least attempt to take a shot at a tie, but then really sort of put a cap on the loss by allowing Detroit to recover an onside kick to end the game. They've only fallen 4 places this week to 13 in our rankings, but if they don't get their act together soon, it may already be too late in a stacked division. They welcome the 49ers to Green Bay in week 6.
Yeah, if they lose that one with a team that doesn't have a quarterback, they're going to be tumbling much further, I think. Now, there are too many disappointing teams this week to pick out a third loser. I think we had 4 or 5 times teams tied for biggest drops. So I'm just going to do 2 dishonourable mentions instead, and they're not actually team-specific. So dishonourable mention number 1, the Broncos rush D. You let Isaiah Crowell, yes, that's right, Isaiah Crowell rushed for 219 yards and Bilal Powell rushed for 99 yards in one football game. The Jets ran for 318 yards in a professional football game. This isn't Alabama versus Appalachian State. It's disgusting to see a rush D be so porous in a single game. In fact, even as a neutral, I'm so disgusted that I burnt my Von Miller jersey in shame. Just kidding. Still love you, Von, but my Lord, that was tough to watch. Now, our second loser is Pete Carroll. It was a dishonourable mention, rather. Pete, your team played an outstanding game and you had the Rams on the ropes and primed for their first loss all year. They were ready to punt, but what do? You call a timeout and give the most gifted offensive mind in the game time to come up with a 4th and short play, and that lost you the game. You have a reputation as a great coach, but sometimes I really question your in-game management decisions. 99% of the football world will never forgive you if you're not running it from the one.
Yeah, look, I love how at the end of these videos now, we just say, Luca, we don't have room for a loser, so just tee off on some of these guys, see what happens.
We've got to have a spin-off. It's called Luca Loses It, where I just tee off on people that have made me mad over a week.
It's not enough time.
Not enough time. And on that note, that is all we have time for today. So if you liked what you heard or want to check out more of us, leave a like and subscribe. We're still relatively new. Every small token of your support will make a big difference. If you're viewing this on the Volts Facebook feed, our YouTube channel should be linked in the comments below. Additionally, all of our socials, as well as those of our friends at the Vault Studio, can be found in the description. That's all from us. Until next time.
Cheers, guys.